Hi, I'm GUO CHENG GUANG, 12 years old, Primary 6 from YUMIN Primary School. For this lesson, we are still at ordinary differential equations. In ordinary differential equations, we need to know all those different types of methods that we are going to learn. And for that, every time is that we're going to use exemplification method to tell us about the different types of methods that we can use. So let's take a look at this example that we have here. So let me just write this down. This is 2 y fourth derivative. Then you have to plus 11, the third derivative of y. Then plus 18 y prime, that means you differentiate 2 times, plus 4 y prime minus 8 y, and this is equal to 0. So what kind of method can we use here? Well, for this, wait, let me just write this back. Okay, like this. So for this question, we are going to use the characteristic equation. So first of all, we'll need to let y be e to the power of, we use lambda x. Okay, so we can just make this substitution. So for this first part, whereas you differentiate 4 times, there will be e to the power of lambda x, which, let me just write it down first. Differentiate 3 times, you get lambda to the power of 3. 2 times, you get power of 2, and so on. So this is what you get. Now we can make a simplification from this whole equation. That means we simplify this e to the power of lambda x. So what you get is like this. But from this part, we want to factorize it. Now, how can we factorize this? Firstly, we'll use this factor theorem. So we can just write that as f lambda equals this whole thing. So we'll need to find some lambda that can give us a 0 when we start this inside. But most possibly, lambda, what we'll have is 0, positive, negative 1, positive, negative 2, and so on. I'm just saying that this is most possibly, but I'm not very sure whether there will be fractions, there will be decimals, or something else. But most of the time it's like this. So let's check this. So what can we sub in so that this would give us 0? Maybe let's try a negative 1, because if it is positive 1, positive 2 or higher, then that is totally impossible. Since all these have higher power, and even if it is 1, then these 4 add together is still greater than 8. But when we check this, it gives us a -3. So we need to change this. We need to try out another number. But what if it is, well, bigger than this -1, but smaller than 0? Or if we try -12. But let me just tell you, if this is 1, then what you get is 27. So from this part, what if it's half? We just try a smaller number than 1, but bigger than -1. Okay, so this will give us 0. So from this part, that means it is 2 lambda minus 1. So using the long division, so next what we'll have to check is this part. So that means this is the second time. Okay, then we'll have to check what numbers can give us 0. What if we try, let's see. A negative number here. What if it's a -12? Well, then this is not going to give us 0. So we only need to check whether it is 0. Wait, what if we try negative 2? Okay, now that gives us 0. So for this whole part, minus 2, that means it's a plus 2. Then after that, from this part, it will be pretty obvious. So firstly, what we get is 2 lambda minus 1. Then after we have here, lambda plus 2. But here when we use cross multiplication, cross multiplication will still get lambda plus 2 times lambda plus 2. That means we have 3 of these lambda plus 2, which gives us 0. So that means here, okay, let me just erase this. Lambda 1 as here is a half. Lambda 2 is equal to lambda 3 is equal to lambda 4. And that gives us negative 2. So that means y would be, so this part, okay, is c1 times e to the power of half x. Or if I write out everything, then it will first be lambda 1, then x. And here you have an extra x. So that means this is the answer that you'll get. Okay, so this is a y. Okay, so let me just tell you the steps that I've used. So firstly, I made a substitution so that I can get this characteristic equation that I wanted over here. But when you just sub this inside, you have to make a simplification. You simplify, then you can get the characteristic equation. But then you want to factorize this equation that you get So I use the factor theorem and try. Okay, then after that, here is when it is factorized. So then you get all the lambdas. Okay, then after that is you just sub the lambda back into this y. Okay, so for this lesson, those just now I've said are the methods that we have used. And of course just now that long division. So for this lesson, mainly we're just using the characteristic equation. And I think I can end this over here. So see you in the next lesson. And thank you for your watching.